Hi, my name is William B. Weeks Jr. and I'm going to be discussing some free Twitter tools that will help you manage your Twitter account. Account management is one of those essential things you need to do, especially when you're new and you're just starting out and you're trying to grow the number of followers. So to move forward, you're going to need to adjust some ratios, and I'll explain those ratios in the next few slides. The biggest barrier in growing your Twitter account for new users, the ratio between following and followers needs to be within 10%. Twitter has a major barrier, 2001. So in other words, you cannot grow your account over 2001 following unless you have at least 1,800 followers. In this example, you can see the followers to following ratio is pretty good. It's well within 10%. But as we move forward in the presentation, you'll see some of the tips that I'm going to offer to you. When you're first starting out, one of the things that you need to do is to look at those people who generally have very large accounts, and you want to follow them. However, one of the things you're going to find out is that they're using tools they paid for, like Tweetladder or Social, so they're not really even looking at their Twitter accounts. And you can tell very quickly who those users are just by the way they respond to your direct messages. For example, you rarely see your name in the reply, and a lot of times when you do reply, you'll get an error, and that message will indicate that they are not following you. So you should go to their site, unselect them, and then go into their followers and click on as many of the followers that you're interested in, and then return to your page. The Tweepi home page is at http://tweepi.com. When you arrive there, you're going to see a toolbar at the top right hand side, and it's going to say Home, Geeky Follow, Flush, Reciprocate, and Cleanup. We'll discuss those tools and their functions in the next slide. Geeky Follow, this tool attempts to help you filter these people based on their activity and sociability. However, it's just a test tool. There's no guarantees with it whatsoever. Flush. Simply Flush is a utility for quickly unfollowing tweets that you follow but do not follow you back. Reciprocate. Reciprocate, it takes a really long time to find all the users you're not following on Twitter, and especially in your Twitter account, and then try to follow each one back individually. This tool helps you find all the users that follow you but you have not followed back, and then enables you to follow them back with the click of a button. Cleanup is very similar to Flush. It enables you to clean up and unfollow people. It lists the users you're following with information about each, and then you can pick whom to unfollow from the list. Tweepi Flush is the tool we're interested in to remove followers who are not following you. Please note, you do not need to use the login. Instead, use the Process Login panel. Tweepi Flush Login. When you click on Flush in the toolbar, you're going to be taken to this page, and you'll see a Process Login via Twitter authorization account. You want to click here. In the login screen, it's typical you're going to use the username or email that you're using for your Twitter account and a password, and then you're going to click on Allow. Tweepi will then redirect you back to Twitter and link the operation between the two tools. The Tweepi Flush page. At the very top left hand side, you're going to see a number of users that are not following you. On the right hand side, you're going to see options, And we're going to discuss those options in more detail in the next slide. The option I like to use is the higher followers to following ratio. And the reason I find it the most useful is that this is a ratio of anyone with over 100% of followers versus following. You can experiment with the other options, and you may find them just as valuable in some cases as the higher followers to following ratio. Again, we want to adjust that ratio, so this is a very quick way to do that. In the status window, you're going to see a number of rows and columns, and those columns have a picture, a Twitter username, their full name, their bio, followers to following, and then there's the ratio, which I have circled here. It's also going to tell you when they last tweeted, whether they're a friend, in other words, if they're following you or not, the last actions taken, and then on the very right, a follow. We're going to discuss how you can follow and unfollow, but basically to unfollow, you're going to click on the little square. When you get to the bottom of the page, you're going to see the number of pages listed. This is directly correlated to the number of following and followers you have. This is based on 40 people in this column. And then to unfollow or follow, you have two bars. We want to click on the unfollow selected. The result of the unfollow, it's going to go back up, and you're going to see the people that you unfollowed. And if you go back to the top of the page, you're going to see a new total. In this case, we removed 8 users who were not following us. You need to do this with every page in your account, and that way you can clean out the people who are not following you, and also do things based on other characteristics that you're looking for. In summary, you need to continue this process periodically until all the pages have been gone through and you've cleaned out the people not following you. Tweepi works very well for those on a budget, provides an excellent way to manage your Twitter account. I hope this information has been helpful. If you need more, please click on the link at the bottom of the page.